Welcome to the Golf League Network's video tutorial on getting started. In this tutorial, you will learn the basic steps to take in creating and setting up your league. When you first log into the Golf League Network, your homepage will be basically empty except for the big outline box entitled Get Started, found on the right-hand side of your homepage. Here you will see the steps to take in setting up your league. These steps will follow a logical working order, so it's important to take them in the order they're listed. This tutorial is to act only as a basic overview to familiarize yourself with the system. Once you have finished this tutorial, the first step you should take is to click on the box in the upper right-hand corner of your Get Started menu entitled Get Started Instructions. This will bring up a page containing, by category, video tutorials on each area within the Golf League Network. Simply click on the subject you want to know more about and watch the video. Now let's take a look at our Get Started menu. If you are a brand new league to the Golf League Network, you will only have 10 options, the first one being league parameters. However, if you are a renewal league, your first option of Email Last Year's Players will enable you to send, through the Golf League Network, an email to all of your players from last year, and this may be very useful as a quick way to let them know you're organizing this year's league and to ask them if they will be participating again this year. Now we will go to our league parameters, and this is where you will customize how your league handles its competition. As you will see, this is a very large and detailed form, and we highly recommend you watching the video tutorials for these sections before setting up your parameters. If you are a renewal league, your parameters that you used last year will automatically come in with your renewal. If everything was correct from last season, there would be no reason to make any changes, but it's still wise to review them just to make sure everything is the way you want it. With your parameters set up, you're now ready to create a schedule. Your schedule is when you will set up all the information for the when and where your league will play. The when meaning the days, dates, times, and frequency of your league, and the where meaning the golf course or courses you will play on, and the tee markers. It is important to know that scheduling has absolutely nothing to do with setting up your pairings. It's just creating the information for when and where you'll play. Now that you have your schedule set, you can now customize what types of rounds you will be playing in this schedule. Some example of round types are practice rounds, qualifying rounds, regular rounds, and they're also your competition rounds, or just even a fun round. So at this point in your getting started process, your Golf League Network should be all set up for your specific requirements, and now you're ready to add your players, which you will do under Add Golfers. Of course, if you are a renewal league, you will see an option to bring in all your previous year's golfers, and even if you are not sure if all of them will be playing this year, it is important to bring them in as each player has a unique account containing their information such as score history, handicaps, and login information. Please never type in as new a player who already has a Golf League Network account. The Add Subs is noted as optional during the setup process, since a sub can be added at any point during your season. So this is not a necessary step that you would need to take at this point. However, if you have players from last year's league and they're not sure if they want to play this season, it's a good idea to make them a sub instead of simply deleting them. Forming teams follows next logically, as now that you have your players entered, you can create the teams with them on it. Form flights is optional, and it's for those leagues that use flights. If you've already set up in your parameters your flights, your screen will note that your flights are defined, and then you would use this option to go in and place your players or teams into the correct flights. If flights are not used for grouping together for tee times, or if you will create flights after a few rounds off of scores or standings, you can skip right over this and come back at a later time. So once the system gets to this point, it is now ready to create your pairings off of all your previous information that you've set up and the data you've entered. This will happen automatically, but as with so many areas within the Golf League Network, you will have the ability to make changes quickly and easily. Our next to the last option is creating seasons, and you'll also see it's an optional item. A season is when a league divides itself up into, say, a first half and a second half. Now that your league setup is complete, the last option is email usernames and passwords. Note that this is suggested to do, and this option is a very important step as the Golf League Network will generate a unique username and password, which the user can later change, for each of your players. You then can come in here and send out a customized email to each of your members, which will enable them to log into their league and see all the information you've just created. One of the most important features with using the Golf League Network is that since your players can now log in at any time and see such information as when, where, and who they will play, their current standings, and even a list of subs that they can contact themselves, they will now not have to call and bother you for this information. As noted at the beginning of this video, this is a very brief explanation of how to get started setting up your league. This is why it's recommended to watch the detailed videos throughout and before proceeding. Also, please note for in the future, this Get Started menu will disappear from its current place on your homepage after the first round is calculated. The league standings will then be in this spot where the Get Started menu currently is. You will, however, be always able to access it, as the Get Started menu at any time will simply collapse and move to the bottom of the page. You'll see a small box say Get Started and Get Started instructions. An easier way, though, to find all your options once your Get Started menu is minimized is to click on the Admin tab, where you will find each of the features discussed in this video. And it can't be emphasized enough at any time, you may click on the tab entitled Support, where you will find the video tutorials. As always, if you have further questions, our staff at the Golf League Network are always here to help you. While you can always phone us directly, an easy way for you to get a quick answer to a question or to leave a comment or suggestion is to click on the Support tab and then go to the Support Help button. When you click on that, this will bring up your personal tech account. And by clicking on the Contact Support button, you can then send our text and email explaining your issue and let us know the best way to contact you, whether by phone or email. And as always, thank you for using the Golf League Network.